bakit ba, Secretariat, bakit natin naimbitahan dito si General Catapang? Sa may ready ka na presentation? O wala? Tatanungin lang kita mamaya, sir. Thank you, sir. I would like to acknowledge the presence of Senator Bongo, who is virtually present, and other members of the Committee on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs. Thank you for attending to this hearing. For this hearing's agenda, we shall take into consideration the following bills. Senate Bill number 725, or the National Police Clearance System Act. Number 2, Senate Bill numbers 222 and 726, or the Forensic DNA Database Act. And number 3, Senate Bill numbers 431 and 668, both amending RA number 9263, or the BFP and BGMP Professionalization Act of 2004 as amended. Now, may I please request the committee secretary to recognize the guests and the resource persons present today.
We have ASEC Gregorio Catapang Jr., OIC Director General, Bureau of Corrections. We have CG Admiral Artemio M. Representing CG Admiral Abu is G. Como Glenda T. Pereira, Deputy Commander Marsalek. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Wala pa pong FP live.
Structured by two simple words. The first word is upgrading, and the second is professionalization. Taken together, they signify two things that are badly needed by our law enforcement in the performance of their duties. Back when I was the chief of the Philippine National Police, I was always the first to advocate for upgrading and professionalization. I, for one, know for a fact that poor equipment and measly resources will likely lead to underperformance. Siyempre, alam natin na ang pagiging moderno ay hindi ang nag-iisang sukatan ng galing ng ating PNP, BFP at BGMP. And yet, at the same time, we also know the importance of high morale in relation to performance. Investing in much-needed equipment and resources, as well as opening up opportunities for rank upgrading, may be surefire ways for us to boost the morale of our law enforcement agencies. Today, then, we shall look into the matter of how we can best respond to the need for upgrading and professionalization. First, let us see how institutionalizing the National Police Clearance System may benefit not just our PNP, but also the Filipinos who will apply for this clearance. Second, we'll also see if the establishment of the forensic DNA database shall result to a more efficient and effective criminal justice system, comparing it to the status quo. And lastly, we will consider the need of our BFP and BGMP for an upgrading in their rank classification and see how much legislation shall bring about a stronger BFP and BGMP respectively. As always, being your chair of the Committee on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs, I look forward to listening to everyone's positions, comments, and suggestions on the bills for consideration. Let us be guided by the two words I gave in the beginning of my statement. First, upgrading, and second, professionalization, geared towards the maintenance of public order and safety. Daghang salamat. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. For an orderly consideration of the bills will be as follows. Number 1, National Police Clearance System Act, then followed by Forensic DNA Database, and number 3, amending RA 9263 or the BFP and BGMP Professionalization Act of 2004 as amended. So, Kumsek? Hindi na mag-swear? Wala na? Wala nang swearing?
Wala.
Wala na.
Public hearing lang tayo.
Okay. So, sino una mag-present? PNP, are you ready to present? Dito muna tayo sa una, yung National Police Clearance System. Gen.Catapang, sir, you want to say something?
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Welcome to BUCOR, sir. Welcome to BUCOR.
We are in support of the request or this bill to give them the proper ranks they want. Ang problema lang, Your Honor, baka nakalimutan yung BUCOR. So we will be the only unit na superintendent, police rank pa rin na sinundo namin. Oh.
Sige, sir, we will consider that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mag-file lang siguro kami ng separate bill for that. But anyway, at least yung kayo, meron na kayong 4-star. Sila, wala pa. Yung BGMP at saka fire. Yung one lang, yung rank, yung, ang tawag niyan, terminology, ha? Rank classification. From the former, yung superintendent, chief superintendent, dapat para uniform na. Wala na confusion. Military rank na lang natin. Balik doon. Ito ay nag-ugat ito lahat kay President Duterte noon eh. Sabi niya, ay, katagal ko ng mayor ng Davao. Ito mga tao na ito, kaharap ko na araw-araw. Ilang taon na ako nag-mayor. Ngayon, presidente na ako. Hindi ko pa rin mamemorize yung ranggo ninyo. Sinong superintendent, sinong inspector, sinong... kaya mas maganda talaga balik sa military rank para uniform na lahat. Hindi, wala na confusion. So, yun. Nauna lang PNP, di ba? Kayo Coast Guard, kuha na kayo, no? Military rank na kayo, no?
We have the naval rank, sir.
Naval
Yes, sir.
rank.
Opo, sir.
Military rank pa rin.
Yes, sir.
Yung
Yes,
naval
sir.
rank. Admiral, Commodore, gano'n, di ba?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Commander. Kayo ang wala pa. Fire at saka BGMP. So, I think, meron pang gusto magsalita? Ma'am? Yes, go ahead.
Sir, we just like to manifest our support to the amendments of for this bill, and we only have one suggestion, sir. Yung ratio po, sir, ng officer and non-officer. This is to ensure the pyramidal structure, sir, na that is being observed by the military and the other uniform services, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Hindi yan maging kwan. Ang pyramid niyan, pyramid pa rin. Kasi, kunti lang yung di ba, mga general. Anyway, kinukonsider natin yan. Huwag kang mag-alala.
That's all, Mr. Chair. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Anyway, I have read your position, paper, and rest assured that this committee is taking note and considering all the points that you have raised, and we will include that we will give due consideration to all those points, and we will include that in our committee amendments on the floor. Kung itutuloy natin after makapag-submit tayo ng committee report, then we will do that. Alam ko, ang contention lang naman ninyo is you don't want to be divested of your power as a national clearinghouse, di ba? Napag-usapan na natin yan last Congress. So, kayo rin naman, PNP, sana kung mag-propose kayo ng mission, tingnan rin nyo na wala rin kayong masagasaan. Nilagay nyo kagad doon sa mission ninyo na kayo na magiging sole, parang inagaw niyo yung role ng ng NBI. So, gagawin natin dyan is, hindi natin, i-retain natin yung National Clearinghouse identity ng NBI, sila pa rin. Pero sa inyo naman, just to upgrade your clearance system, gawin nating national in scope, nationalize natin. So, is it okay with you, NBI, pag ganun gagawin natin? Na hindi natin, kayo pa rin ang final national clearinghouse, pero sila, hindi natin sila pwedeng pigilan na mag-upgrade sa kanilang system, i-nationalize nila dahil nga, kayo ang basis ninyo, yung RA, ano yan? RA,
Republic Act
Republic Act.
10867.
Yes,
Your Chair.
10867.
Yes, Mr.
Okay, we will respect that law. Hindi natin pwedeng i-repeal. Ang takot kayo, baka mayroong magkakaroong implied repeal or implied amendment of that act na ma-divest kayo of your power as the National Clearinghouse. No, hindi natin gagawin yan. Ang gagawin natin is, i-upgrade natin ito sa kanila dahil we cannot stop because of just plain turf war, issues. Hindi natin pwedeng i-stop yung PNP rin na mag-modernize, na mag-upgrade dahil nga, ang basis niyan is the Philippine Constitution. There shall only be one national police force. There shall only be one police force, national in scope, civilian in character. Anong klaseng national police force ito? Local clearance lang nagagawa. Hindi lang kayang i-nationalize yung kalang scope ng clearance. But then again, mag-upgrade sila, i-nationalize natin sila. Pero kayo pa rin ang final clearinghouse pagdating sa clearances. Okay sa inyo yan? Ha? Ang kanila lang naman kasi, sana naman masaya kayo pag ang NBI, masaya kayo kapag nag-upgrade ang PNP. You must be happy with your brothers in the PNP na nag-upgrade na sila. Huwag ninyong pigilan yung kanilang growth. Huwag niyong pigilan kasi payag kayo na yung kaibigan yung PNP parang kingkoy-kingkoy lang pagdating sa mga kriminal. Dahil nga, cleared siya dito sa Caloocan City. Hindi, criminal siya as far as Quezon City is concerned dahil nandoon sa police blotter, nandoon sa mga records ng kuha na may kaso siya doon. Ayaw niya magkuha ng police clearance dito sa Quezon City. Doon siya sa Caloocan. Wala siyang record sa Caloocan. Cleared siya. So, parang kingkoy ang police dito. Parang kingkoy. Kiniklear niya ang police ang isang tao na mayroon parang warrant of arrest doon sa Caloocan or sa ibang bayan. So, gawin natin para maging credible yung PNP, i-nationalize natin yung clearance system nila. But then again, we respect your mandate na kayo yung National Clearinghouse. Hindi agawin ng pulis yan. Yung mga sinight ninyo ng mga provisions, we will amend that. Hindi natin pwedeng sagasaan kayo. Kayo pulis, huwag kayo managasa rin sa NBI, ha? Trabaho nila yan. Nasa kanila yan. Matagal na nilang ginagawa yan. Tapos ngayon, agawin ninyo. Huwag nyo agawin. Mag-nationalize lang kayo sa inyong clearance. Then, in the end, NBI and PNP, we are working under one government. We are catering the same clientele, Filipino people. Kapag ang mga Pilipino ay masaya sa ginagawa natin, na yung services ng clearance ay available sa kanila, then masaya tayo. Dahil napaligayan natin ang taong bayan. Di ba? Basta hindi kayo sagasaan ng pulis. Huwag kayong mag-alala. I'll be here. Andito ako. Sisiguruhin natin yan na i-amend natin yung mga provisions na yun. Napag-usapan na namin yan noon ni NBI Chief Distor noon. Last time, di ba? Sino pa yung nandito nung last time na hearing natin? During the 18th Congress, napag-usapan na natin yan. Napag-usapan na natin yung concerns ninyo. And we'll make sure that everybody is satisfied pagdating sa batas na ito. Ayaw mo natin maggawa ng batas na maraming magbagulbol. Di ba? Dapat gagawa tayo ng batas na masaya ang lahat. Hindi yung maraming nagreklamo. Kaya PNP, huwag kayong mangagaw ng papel, ha? I-limit lang natin doon. Tanggalin natin yung provision doon na kayo ang magiging sole ganun-ganun, clearance. May provision doon kaya nag-react ang NBI. I-amend natin yan. So okay na sa inyo yan. Ha? Ang importante, hindi kayo katawa-tawa pagdating sa mga kriminal na cleared siya sa Caloocan pero may kaso siya sa Quezon City. Tapos, ang nag-issue, Philippine National Police. Anong klaseng National Police ito? With local clearance only. Ha? You are Philippine National Police with local clearance only. Anong national scope ninyo? You better amend the Constitution. Kung hindi nyo kayang gampanan yung national scope na trabaho ninyo. Okay? So, NBI, okay na tayo dyan. Ha?
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Kuha lang, tingnan nyo yung mga provisions doon na kini-question ninyo, din isubmit sa committee, ha? Para mabantayan natin at hindi kayo masagasaan at hindi kayo maagawan ng trabaho. Pero huwag rin yung pigilan ng PNP na mag-grow, na gaganda yung kanilang systems. Okay?
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Ayos. So, I would like to hear from Mr. Tim Shelberg, the president of GTH. DNA. Sorry, you're not included in this bill.
I look forward to talking about the DNA.
Okay,
sir.
okay.
Thank you.
Sorry, I am talking Tagalog because I want them to understand everything that I say.
Yes.
Because if I will keep on talking on English, my English is just this small.
No,
So there might be confusion.
I think I could tell by your emotion what you're saying. So
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. So yun lang ang pinaka-main contention natin doon. So okay na tayo. Ha?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Sige. So wala tayong problema doon. Ayusin lang natin yung Kumsek, ayusin lang natin yung mga committee amendments para doon. Para walang agawan ng trabaho. Sila pa rin, pero tulungan rin natin ang PNP na hindi magiging katawa-tawa sa mga kriminal. Taga Davao City na kriminal, kukuha ng police clearance doon sa Butuan City, cleared siya. Walang problema. Kasi hindi kayo national. So ayusin niyo yung records niyo. So, DOJ, wala ka dito kanina pag kuha namin, pero thank you for coming, State Council Alden Ruben Luna. But then again, we have read your position paper, but for the record, we want to hear from you.
For databases.
Taruhin natin ito. NBI, anong kuha ninyo? Anong basis ninyo sa pag sinasabi niyo na hindi cleared yung isang applicant for police clearance? Anong basis ninyo?
Mr. Chair, ang records po ng NBI will not only entail the records pertaining to the case itself. Yung entire records po, yun ho ang records namin. Hindi lang ho yung, for example, transmittal to the prosecutor, information from prosecutor to the courts. Hindi lang ho yun. But the entire case folder of the cases being filed with the court. Kaya ho, yun ang tinitingnan namin. Whenever you check the name of an individual, we only do not look at the transmittal itself, but the entire records itself. Kung na-dismiss ba yan, what happened, sino ang co-accused, yun ho ang tinitingnan namin before we issue an NBI clearance. Kapag
Okay, ganito. Kung ako ang kriminal, di ba? Pag commit ko ng crime, ni-report ako sa police station. Pag report sa police station, police mag-imbestiga. Pagkatapos mag-imbestiga ang police, file sa DOJ ang kaso, DOJ mag-prosecute ng kaso sa korte, korte mag-convict ng suspect. Ngayon, at what particular stage of the criminal justice system sabihin ninyo na cleared yung tao o hindi? As far as NBI clearance is concerned, kailangan bang convicted siya bago sabihin na hindi siya cleared? Alam mo, ongoing pa yung kaso niya, nasa prosecution pa. O kaya, ongoing yung kaso niya sa police station pa, undergoing investigation. At what particular stage of the criminal justice proceedings, masasabi mo na cleared yung tao? Ma-issuehan ninyo ng clearance.
Mr. Chair, even in the prosecutor's level, may record na po kami. Even in kung may mga Your Honor, if there are news reports pertaining to a particular subject, ini-encode ho namin yon. And when you applied for an NBI clearance, kapag ho may hit kayo pertaining to that information, you are required to be interviewed on what happened, or are you the same person as mentioned dun sa mga reports na yon. Kung cleared ka naman, Mr. Chair, or na-dismiss yung kaso mo, you will be issued an NBI clearance. Pero for as long as it is pending with the courts, hindi ho namin ini-issuehan ng NBI clearance.
So, court, hanggang court lang. Pag nakapile sa court, no way na may issuehan ka ng police clearance. Pag pending sa court yung kaso mo. Kasi cleared lang naman yan, di ba? Ang i-issue ninyo, cleared or not cleared. Go or no go. Ganon?
May mga interpretation, Mr. Chair, pag no criminal record, no derogatory record, no record on file. For example, no criminal record, baka may mga civil cases ka or may mga pending for collection cases ka. So no criminal record.
So,
Pero may case.
lalabas yan sa NBA clearance mo.
Lal-
Na nandoon yun, you were, kinumplain ka sa ganitong kaso, ganyan, nakalagay yan doon.
Mr. Chair, hindi po.
Hindi. Paano?
Lalabas lang doon, no criminal record ka. Kapag ka civil cases lang. Pero pag may criminal record ka, no criminal record.
No
Pagka
criminal record.
cleared ka na.
Okay.
Pagka talagang walang any derogatory attachment to your name, no record on file.
Okay, thank you. How about PNP? Ganon rin ba ginagawa ninyo?
Sir, if there is a record on our database about a person who applied for clearance, which is, as I mentioned, sir, a while ago, that it is connected with our SIRAS, the e-blatter, connected with our CIDMS, connected with our e-rogs, and connected with our enhanced e-warrant. Mag-i-issue pa rin kami ng clearance, sir, but indicated lahat, sir, yung kanyang involvement doon. So, it's not actually cleared or not. Ilalagay namin lahat, sir, yung kanyang involvement about that person. Especially if he is there in the e-warrant. Kasi, sir, yung ating e-warrant, enhanced e-warrant ngayon, the court concerned from the lowest court to the highest court, from the MTCC, MTC, RTC. Sila, sir, ang nag-upload ng mga warrants of arrest doon sa ating system. Hindi na, sir, kami. So, there is a existing memorandum of agreement between the Supreme Court and the PNP that both parties will recognize the contents of this system as valid, authentic, and legal. Kaya, sir, ang ating mga warrants of arrest ngayon, hindi na, sir, i-mail. Hindi na, sir, through mail. We are just opening it in our system and then have it printed because there is a MOA between the PNP and the Supreme Court that the contents of this system, the warrants of arrest, are valid, authentic, and legal. Kaya, sir, nag-print na lang kami and then isineserve namin yung warrants of arrest. And our NPCS is connected with this enhanced e-warrant and our SIRAS. Kaya nandun lahat, sir, ang records ng mga na-blatter, mga nakasuhan, and even may warrants of arrest. Pero, sir...
So meaning, station level pa lang.
Yes, sir.
Pag may hit na siya doon, reflected na doon sa system ninyo.
Yes, sir.
Halimbawa, may hinabol ako ng itak. Nagreklamo yung hinabol ko ng itak doon sa barangay,
Alalagay na
sa
doon, sir.
stasyon.
Nireklamo
Reported
sa...
doon, reklamo. Pag-issue nyo ng National Police Clearance,
Ando na, sir.
nakalagay.
Nandun na siya, sir.
Okay.
At saka, sir, ito, sir, ay nationwide. Sa pinakamalayong police station sa Pilipinas, makakapakuha sila ng clearance. So, ito yung decentralization na tinatawag natin, sir. Yun ang advantage pa nito, sir. Completeness of records of an individual kahit na wala namang purpose yung clearance, you just would like to check the record of that individual, pwede, sir. At decentralize, sir, ang issuance. Kahit sa East lang pinakamaliit, for as long as this is included, is considered as a municipality, definitely there is a police station there. So makukuha, sir, ng sino man. Pwede nga, sir, mag-walk-in sa police station. Sir, pwede bang malaman itong bagong dating dito sa kapitbayan namin kung siya may kaso? Pwede, sir, eh. Kaya because of the centralized and national database system, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. Salamat. Any more? As far as this bill is concerned, merong gusto magsalita? Yes, Coast Guard, you have the floor.
Sir, good morning. We have, the Coast Guard have already submitted its position paper in this particular bill, and we fully support the this legislative measure, Mr. Chair. And may suggestion lang po kami doon, sir, sa position paper namin is for the PNP to create a coordinated system that will allow access to military and uniformed service to check and counter-check information, especially of those individuals applying for employment in these agencies, sir. This will also help in cutting down expenses in background investigation, as well as lessen the requirements that are being submitted by the applicants to presently kasi, sir, maraming different kinds of requirements or clearances are required to be submitted when applying for unemployment. And ito, sir, yung the establishment of this national police clearance system will really greatly help our agencies and other agencies in cutting down the expenses, sir, also. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for that. So from here,
Sir, the DNA laboratory is continuously conducting training for the collection. We are conducting training personnel on the collection of DNA samples, not only for our personnel but also for those investigators who understandably are the first persons in the crime scene po, sir. So nagre-training naman po tayo, sir. Continuous yung training natin, sir.
ano yung sinabi mo,
Sir,
Doc, ano yung ano yung
competence,
the
to-
competence?
competence, pag-collect and storage.
He should be
Sa the National Bureau of Investigation, we only utilize registered chemist from our forensic chemistry division or our biologist or anybody who were properly trained. As I agree with sir, but I also agree with our Civil Service Commission as regards professionalization. It is very important yung level of competence for them to collect and store evidence because this is evidence.
that's true.
Thank you, sir.
We can agree, we can disagree more on that. So anong ginagawa niyo yan? Your training?
Yes, sir. Nagte-training po tayo, sir. Sa mga personnel natin, sir. Yung mga assigned sa DNA. And also, yung mga investigators natin, nagpapaseminar rin tayo. Kasi sila naman, sir, yung nauuna sa crime scene. So, itinuturo natin yung paano yung pag-collect para hindi masira at
Yes,
yung preservation.
Pero investigators natin, pagdating sa crime scene, tumatawag pa rin yan ng crime lab, di ba? Kasi that's beyond their competence. Investigador ka, ikaw magkukuha ng DNA samples doon? No, that's beyond your competence. Dapat, ang magkukuha, yung chemist talaga na taga-crime lab ninyo, di ba?
We resort to that, sir, kasi hindi, we admit na may konti tayong shortage sa mga chemists, sa mga stations natin. So, kaya tayo nag-train, sir. But eventually, when we recruit yung mga yung required number ng chemists, sila, sir, ang mag-collect yan.
I don't see any problem. Pag sinabi mong kulang ka, ay kulang naman talaga. NBI nga, hindi rin na kaya i-cover buong Pilipinas. Di ba? Kayo pa na lahat ng munisipyo meron kayong police station, pag meron kayong kailangan kunan ng DNA doon sa crime scene, tatawag talaga kayo ng crime lab sa region. Di ba? Sa province or sa region, pag hindi kaya. So, you should address that issue na kailangan ang kukuha doon, yung competence na sinasabi ng NBI, ay talagang competent sila para beyond question yung inyong results ng investigation. Chemist talaga, di ba? Chemist. Sabihin mo, we cannot provide chemist or ano yung sinasabi lang na competent na tao for every police station. But you can provide that in every province siguro or every region. Di ba? Slowly, we should go there.
Yes, yes, sir. In fact, in every recruitment cycle that we have, just like this year, we have 53 chemists na recruit. Binigay na quota sa amin, so that will be of great help in the strengthening ng ating personnel complements sa forensic group po, sir.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, nandito pa lang, here is the answer to that question. You are referring to the 222. Anyway, consolidate man natin ito. Yung bill naman na isa, ito kay Senator Mark Villar, authored by Senator Mark Villar. Senate Bill number 222. While itong Senate Bill number 726, authored by this representation, ay magkaiba. Yung kanya authorized officer means any police officer not below the rank of police superintendent. But if you consolidate these two bills, pareho lang yan dito, certified DNA collector under my bill, Senate Bill 726. Certified DNA collector refers to a police officer or a person who has successfully completed the training prescribed by the PNP Crime Laboratory in respect of the taking of buccal sample. So, yung yeah.
Sir, but
Yeah.
what you mentioned, and also with the other law, it excluded other law enforcement agencies. It only mentioned the Philippine National Police. It excluded the National Bureau of Investigations, UPNSRI, and other agencies collecting DNA. That's all, sir.
Okay. Nakuha mo. We will input that in the, yeah. Consider natin lahat dito. Ayusin natin yan. Para walang problema. It's good that yung PNP and the NBI will grow together, not fight each other for a term. Magtutulungan tayo, di ba? Sabay kayong gumanda yung trabaho ninyo. As I have said, after at the end of the day, we are working under the same government and we are serving the same clientele, the Filipino people. Di ba? Okay. So, anymore, NBI? Ano pang
For
concern mo?
Senate Bill 222, our only comment aside from that is Section 9 regarding the Board of Visitors. The NBI would like to be included in the Board of Visitors, and we have already submitted our official position regarding this matter. It was already submitted and signed
Yeah.
by our director.
Okay, noted.
Okay.
Wala kayo opposition, di ba? Wala kayo opposition pag kasama ang NBI doon sa board.
Yes, sir.
Oo, mas maganda nga, mas marami, mas maganda.
In fact, we
Mas matibay yung ating trabaho kapag magsama-sama kayo. Okay? So, thank you.
Okay. Sir,
Apa.
if I may, regarding Senate Bill 726. The NBI would like to tell the Honorable Senator that we are one with you as regards what you mentioned earlier, that is upgrading and professionalization. That is basically the heart of the NBI Modernization Bill, which is 10867, signed in 2016. However, we are also here to emphasize that the NBI is already performing the functions of the proposed bill 726. If I may read, the first issue is several provisions of Republic Act 10867 or the NBI Modernization Law emphasize the role of the NBI with respect to forensic investigation. It is for us to undertake and the investigation and detection of crimes and offenses, to establish and maintain a forensic and scientific research center which shall serve as a primary center for forensic and scientific research in furtherance of scientific knowledge in criminal investigation, detection, evidence collection, and preservation. And last, sir, is identification of victims of the dead or victims in cases of mass fatality. Actually, the NBI is the lead agency. When it comes to natural disasters, it is us who go to the site to identify victims who are not identified. As these powers were expressly conferred and performed by the Bureau, the act of creating/establishing the PNP Forensic DNA Database Office could be considered as an implied repeal of the aforementioned provision. The second issue focuses on the purported purpose of the Philippine National Police DNA Database Office. The proposed measure is intended to highlight the need to professionalize the collection, storage, and preservation of DNA samples, as well as the delivery of forensic services. However, we submit that it should not be done at the expense of terminating existing systems. The NBI has since proven itself in this field through the assistance of not only medical legal examiners, but its reliance to allied forensic science practitioners, including but not limited to odontologists, toxicologists, and geneticists. By the way, we are an active member, sir, of the Asian Forensic Science Network since its inception in late 2000. The complete dismantling of these units to pave the way to the new Philippine National Forensic DNA Database will not introduce a novel idea. We submit that what the country needs is to strengthen the system of those agencies that already perform such vital functions. There is a saying, why fix something that it's not broken? There is already an existing system. Why don't we help each other upgrade and professionalize? I go with the senator. We can help each other. We will not go against each other with this law. But what we are emphasizing is the NBI has been doing this time immemorial. The Bureau has already proven itself with the numerous cases it has helped through the zealousness of its personnel. Third is, the NBI would likewise wish to direct your attention to certain provisions of the bill and our comments. Section 7, access and confidentiality of DNA profiles. At least it was already mentioned yung confidentiality. Section 2 is refusal to give sample. The act of refusal to give a non-intimate sample is punishable by an extravagant fine and or imprisonment of after 6 years. Section 9, collection of DNA sample in relation to Section 11, storage and disposal of biological samples. DNA samples, especially those obtained from cases handled by the same, are considered pieces of evidence that pertain to matters under the principal authority of the Bureau. By allowing another agency to handle, process, and safekeep these items possess serious concerns, particularly on matters pertaining to chain of custody of evidence and confidentiality. The fourth is, the last issue focuses on the cost of this endeavor. Presidential Decree number 1445 declares, as a matter of national policy, all resources of the government shall be managed, expended, or utilized in accordance with law and regulations and safeguards against loss or wasted. Going back to what I said earlier, there's already a system in place. It will be more cost efficient if we will focus all our money, all our efforts into one that is already existing rather than create something else. But I still go with what the honorable senator said, that we can work together. We can have several DNA databases, pero what is important is who will collect, who will store, who will process, and we should not break confidentiality and also the chain of custody of evidence. That's all, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
No, thank you. Thank you very much for that. Anyway, I have read all your comments and suggestions, and we will give due consideration sa lahat ng inyong mga sinabit dito. And you want to say something? Yeah.
Sir, indeed, we have an existing DNA database, so we will not be reinventing any wheel. What we are proposing is that the coverage in the yung dito sa bill nyo po, sir, is yung coverage na mas lalaki para mas dadami yung database, ay yung DNA samples natin na nandun sa database. So, meron na po tayo, sir, na database existing sa ating PNP, sir.
Yeah. So, para lang rin sa sinabi ko kanina, you don't have to mag-aagawan ng TERP. Huwag kayo mag-aagawan. You can coexist peacefully with each other. Meron sila, meron kayo. What's the quarrel with that? But then again, NBI, we cannot stop PNP from doing their job because, as I've said, constitutionally, they are national police, civilian in scope, civilian in character, national in scope, at talagang gagampanan nila yung kanilang trabaho. They have already their own existing and pangit man din kung pigilan natin silang gumawa ng kanilang trabaho, di ba? We must be happy nga nakita natin na nag-improve sila. Nangyari kasi dito sa atin iba yung ating system dito, iba yung sa Amerika. Sa Amerika is FBI, they have their own DNA, but they are not preventing Philadelphia police, New York police, they are not preventing Boston police from making their own laboratory and their own, how do you call that? DNA depository database system. So hindi natin sila pwedeng pigilan. That's part of their mandate. Ang sa atin lang dito is hindi kayo dapat magbabanggaan kung sinong tama, sinong hindi. Ayusin natin yan. Ayusin natin. Para pangit kasi tingnan, nag-agawan tayo ng papel dito. Ayusin natin. Bottom line there is, huwag natin silang pigilang mag-improve, mag-grow. Kayo naman, you do not step on their toes. Huwag niyo sagasaan yung kanilang. Matagal na nilang trabaho yan. Kanila talagang trabaho yan noon pa. Huwag niyo silang sagasaan. Ganun lang. So mas maganda kung meron silang database, meron kayong database, at the end of the day, i-combine ninyo, mag-share kayo ng data, mas maganda, mas malaki coverage kasi for all we know, ang police naman talaga ang nandun sa ground, di ba? Every crime scene, nandoon sila. Lahat ng crime scene, nandoon yung police. Ang NBI naman pipili lang kayo kung anong gusto nyo imbestigahan Di ba? Hindi kagaya sa police na no choice ang police, kundi imbestigahan talaga lahat ng krimen nangyari. But NBI, makapili kayo, ito, hawakan natin ito hindi. So, no choice talagang police, kundi mag-improve na kailang capability para gaganda yung kailang investigative capabilities. So, ayusin natin ito. Huwag kayo mag-alala. Huwag kayo mag-alala. I want this bill to be a happy bill na walang magagalit sa akin after this bill will be passed into law. I will constantly ask your insights, your recommendations, NBI, at kayo rin, mag-uusap tayo palagi. Ayusin natin ito. Okay? Para sa kabutihan ng bansang Pilipinas, let's unite and bolt in. For the good of the Filipino people, we have to do this. So, pabayaan mo na itong bill at this status ng bill. Ganito muna. Then, continuously magko-communicate tayo. Okay? Sige, Meron pang gusto magsalita about this bill, particular bill? DNA? Yes, ma'am. Department of
morning.
Finance.
Good morning, Mr. Chair.
Mukhang magreklamo ito. Ayaw na naman itong gumastos. Sige, sige, go ahead.
Sir, you
the floor.
invited kasi Department of Finance.
Binibiro, lagi tayo binibiro.
No, sir, we just like to manifest that we will submit our official position paper on this, but we would like to inform the committee that we have submitted our previous position paper on this bill, and we respectfully defer to the appropriate concerned agencies who would have the authority and technical expertise to merit the proposal of the bill. So we pose no objection po, sir. That's all,
Salamat.
Mr. Chair.
Salamat. Thank you, ma'am. DBM. May DBM tayo dito? Wala. Okay. So, you have your lunch, ha? Let's do this working lunch. Please kumain kayo. Baka mamaya ako pang dahilan at nagutuman kayo. I don't want to be the cause of your pain and hunger. So let's proceed to Senate Bill numbers 431 and 668, both amending RA number 9263 or the BFP and BGMP Professionalization Act of 2004 as amended.
Thank you, sir. Permission to leave.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Attorney. Ha? Thank you. Thank you sa inyo. Salamat. May DBM pala online.
Mr. Chair.
In effect, it will really, not only circumventing, but impliedly
Going against.
repeal
Yes.
repeal that law. Ganun talaga kung i-approve natin ito. Just like what is happening right now in the armed forces of the Philippines, meron lang fixed term. So supposed to be mag-retire na yung isang opisyal at the age of 56, but na-appoint siya to a position that is given a fixed term of 3 years. So hindi na siya mag-retire ng 56, 59 na siya mag-retire. So that in effect it really amend that law. So ganun talaga mangyayari. But anyway, we will study that.
Yes.
We'll study.
If that's the intention of this law, then it should be clearly stated here, Mr. Chair.
Sila kasi pinapakuan nila na. Kasi when papunta na sa taas, alam nyo, from the point of view of the Bureau of Fire, saka BJMP, papunta sa taas, the competition is very stiff. So in order to eliminate competition, may basis ka to eliminate others, kaya tinaasan nila requirement. Ginawa nilang member of the bar or master's degree holder. Which also sa PNP, sa atin ba sa PNP ba, masteral is requirement bago ka ma-promote ng senior SOP. Ito sa PNP, hindi ka kailangang maging chief PNP para maging graduate ng masteral. Requirement yan bago ka, before you will be promoted to full colonel. So yan ang requirement, masteral degree holder ka. So anyway, i-consider natin yan. Ha? Thank you, thank you. Any more comment from civil service?
Other than that, we support the bill, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that very valuable input. Thank you, DBM. Isang four-star general lang yan. Kukunti lang gagastusin nyo dyan. Isang tao lang yan eh. Tapos ilang three-star? Tatlo. O additional tatlo. Tatlong tao lang sisilduhan natin. And they are very, very, very worthy of that salary that you will be giving. Alam natin yan. Palaging kuan yan. Palaging tinataya lang buhay nila sa trabaho nila. Thank you, DBM.